From my point of view, leadership has 5 key elements. Firstly, people. We lead human beings. And I'll pick that point up in a minute, but we quite often forget that fact. People are not assets. Anybody who talks about a person in the same breath as talking about the table, the chair, the head frames, the gold in the ground, they're all assets. I'm not an asset. I'm a person that thinks and feels and has a view and can make a contribution and is part of a team that is doing something special. I'm not an asset. I'm more than an asset. I'm a person. People are the business. And if leaders don't get that, they don't get leadership. If you can't live that principle in terms of every interaction you have with a person within the business, you're not a leader, in my view. And that's where we start in terms of our conversations in the business. Second point, a leader has to have a clear vision of where we are going. And by the way, it shouldn't be that easy to see or that easy to visualise. It has to be beyond the practical. It has to be beyond what people can immediately see as possible. Because the leader's job is to create a vision for the organisation that they can see and want to aspire to, but not necessarily see how to get there. And then the leader's job, part 3, is to help create and define the pathway to get there so that people can then see how to get there. But more importantly, people have to be part of the definition or the design of the pathway to get there, because that's how you get them on board. And part of the motivational process of getting there is being part of the design to get there. And if it had been so obvious in the first instance, it's not a vision, it's just a good idea. The vision is about being very clear about where we're going and then being part of a team designing the roadway, the roadmap to get there. So it takes time for people ultimately to see the path. A leader has to be flexible. You have to be able to read the changing environment. You have to be able to connect with all key stakeholders. And then finally, accountability. Accountability is a simple principle. I own everything that happens. I own everything that everybody does. No one in the organisation, I'm not immune from any action anybody takes in the organisation. I own it because it's my job to create the climate, to create the vision, to make sure everybody in the organisation understand where we're going and what we're about and why we're doing things. And if at the end of the day something happens that shouldn't happen, it's my accountability. The leader can't run. You have to own it, you have to understand it, and you have to take the appropriate actions. I can't be in control of everything 24 hours a day. Doesn't matter, I still own the outcomes. I still have responsibility to react in an appropriate way to everything that occurs. And understanding how to do that and judging what the right reactions are is what leadership is all about, again, in my view. So, in our case, a simple example of what we've done and how we've applied these principles from a safety point of view. So remember, I've dealt with 5 things. People of the business, focus on people. Vision, backing the processes with structures that operate and consistent and have people working together in a constructive way. It's about the accountability, and it's about making sure that all the pieces fit in an appropriate way. But at the end of the day, it's about people and providing the conditions for them to make a full contribution to the business. And for me, that's what leadership's about. It's about people. And it's about providing the opportunity to step behind and support the team and every one of the team members to be as good as they want to be and can be.